Now guys, today we're going to be working on a 2011 Dodge Cummins. It's got the 6.7 in it, and I've got a fender that I'm going to get painted eventually here for this truck and put back on it. The other fender got smashed up a little bit, and we're going to be doing a EGR delete kit. We're going to be adding a 5-inch exhaust system, and there's a couple other things that we're going to be doing here, and that's the EGR delete. We're going to be adding this Mini-Max tuner on it. It'll add up to 275 horses. We're going to do a DPF delete kit on this thing as well and get rid of the soot cooker on this truck. And we're going to be putting a aftermarket air cleaner in there too. So I'll let you hear this truck before we get started here. Go on ahead and start it up, Van. You guys can hear it's a pretty quiet truck, and we're going to put the flow-through exhaust system on it. What's this been averaging on miles per gallon there, Van?
10.3.
10.3 miles per gallon is what this truck averages now, and we're about to change that, guys. First thing we're going to do to start on is draining the antifreeze out of this truck here. We're going to take this air box out of here, and we're going to start disassembling this EGR cooler here. And I've got Van over there helping me, a good friend of mine over there. And this here is Jody's truck, so we're going to be tuning this thing up for him today. I'm going to start pulling this cover here off the top, guys, and as soon as I get this off, we'll show you what's underneath. So I've got Van working on draining the antifreeze out of this thing. We've pulled the cover off the top of the motor here now, and I'm going to disconnect the batteries next, guys, and then we're going to be pulling this tube off here, and this tube is called crossover pipe, and this goes over to the EGR. Guys, is remove this air cleaner and the air cleaner tubing here and get this out of my way. Guys, at one time I did install a K&N filter on this truck, and as you can see, it's still pretty clean for K&N. Air cleaner is out of the way. Batteries are disconnected. Van's draining the antifreeze right now. We're going to take this crossover pipe completely out of here. Guys, we're going to pull this intake valve off, and this sits on the driver's side. There's 4 10mm screws to this, and we're going to disconnect this electric line right here. We got this intake valve off here, and I want to show you the inside of this intake valve, of how much soot actually goes back into the intake. And Jody's going to flip this over to show you, and that's some of the stuff that's just falling out there on the shroud. As you can see, it gets pumped right back into the motor, guys. Guys, we're going to take them 2 gaskets there off the intake elbow and clean everything up so we can get ready to put our plate on top of the intake elbow. And we got to unplug this sensor down here on this side. This is a throttle valve down here, so we're just going to unplug the wire, and that's going to be it on that. Here's that plug-in on that throttle valve, guys. You got to push the little red keeper to the side and then push right there, and it comes on out of there. Next thing we're going to do is put some O-rings in this sinister plate here, and it has these 2 bigger O-rings. We're going to seat them into place here, guys. So we got the sinister plate on top of the intake elbow now, and it's all torqued down, guys. Next, guys, we're going to take out all the EGR cooler mounting bolts, and there's 4 bolts and 1 stud. So there's 2 on this side and 2 on the other side, and then we're going to disconnect all these hoses and get them our way as well. Well, guys, we got the EGR cooler out of there, and next, back here in this back hole, we're going to put this EGR plate block-off plate on there next. And here's the cooler right here. And let me tell you what, these nuts that come off of this flange back here on each side, they're quite the pain in the ass to get to. But we're going to put this plate on there next and tighten it back down. So anyway, guys, we got the EGR cooler bracket off here now, and this is what it looks like. There's 2 bolts here on the bottom side, and cleared up a lot of room. And my buddy Gary over there showed up. He said he didn't want to be on YouTube, but he is now. So anyway, guys, we're going to continue here. So next here, guys, we're going to add this Sinister hex stud spacer, and it's going to screw in where the 3rd exhaust manifold bolt was, the 3rd from the back there, and we'll screw this in here next. Next, guys, we're going to put this fitting in here that they supplied in the kit, and this is going to go in this hard line right here, and I'm going to push this into place. It's got the big O-ring there on it. Well, guys, we got everything else hooked up here, and I had the crew with me today, so it wasn't so bad. Once we get this tuned up, it's going to add 275 horses, so we're all kind of curious to see how she's going to run now. And that's what it looks like after it's done. The bracket's installed, the hoses are on, and we still got to put the air cleaner in there, and I'm not going to put it in there until I take that exhaust clamp loose to put that 5-inch exhaust underneath this truck. So tomorrow is going to be part number 2, guys. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you ain't subscribed, and we'll see you later.